Hello everyone and welcome to Travel Massive Live. My name is Maria. I am joining you today from very rainy and cold Utrecht in the Netherlands, but we do have speakers from other cities joining us a little bit later. Today's webinar is on the topic of how to create a smart tourism destination. We have a few speakers joining us today. We have JUKKA, Senior Advisor in Tourism for the city of Helsinki. Helsinki is the European Capital of Smart Tourism for 2019. Then we will have a short presentation from Marc Sanderson, Director of International Economic Development for the city of Málaga in Spain. Málaga is the European Capital of Smart Tourism for 2020. And then at the end, we also have ALENKA SORŠAK, who is the Regional Destination Organization Coordinator for Ljubljana Tourism. Ljubljana received the 2019 European Smart Tourism Award in Sustainability and the 2020 European Smart Tourism Award in Digitalisation. Before we start with the three presentations, let me just very shortly introduce you the project that we are talking about in today's webinar. The European Capitals of Smart Tourism is a European Union initiative proposed by the European Parliament and implemented by the European Commission. It recognizes outstanding achievements by European cities as tourism destinations in 4 different categories. These are sustainability, accessibility, digitalization, as well as cultural heritage and creativity. It aims to promote smart tourism in the European Union, strengthen destinations, and facilitate the exchange of best practices. 2 competitions were organized by the European Commission, one to award the European Capitals of Smart Tourism for 2019, which are Helsinki and Lyon, and the current competition for the European Capitals of Smart Tourism for 2020, which are Malaga and Gothenburg. Both competitions showed big interest from European cities. For each of them, nearly 40 cities from all across the European Union applied. All of the shortlisted cities showed interest in working closer with tourism. If you visit the website smarttourismcapital.eu, you can learn more about the project, more about the best practices from all of the applied cities from the European Union. Okay, so first we can start with Jukka's presentation. So he is going to tell us about the smart practices that were introduced in Helsinki. Hello, Jukka, and thank you for joining us.
Hello, and thank you for having me. It's a really impressive crowd, people from all around the world. It's really a pleasure to share our things that we've been doing on tourism.
True, we have a lot of people joining us from all over the world. Okay, so tell us all about Helsinki, excite us about the projects that you're doing, and show us the best practices that we can see there.
All right, thank you. So again, my name is JUKKA. I work for the city of Helsinki at the Economic Development Department, and I'm in charge of tourism development for the city. So I have 15 minutes, so I'm not going to tell everything what we've been doing. But some good examples on what we've been doing quite well, I think. So you already heard that Helsinki won the award 2019, and together with Lyon, and I would also like to congratulate Malaga and Gothenburg for receiving the award for the 2020. They are worthy winners. But now I'm going to explain all these 4 different categories what Helsinki has been doing, and I'm going to focus on digitalization and sustainability issues, which I think that we are quite good at. So first to the digitalization part. One of the key things that Helsinki has been doing as a city as a whole, and which we are really advanced in global level, is our open data strategy. We've been working on open data already for 10 years. And the core for this open data strategy is our Helsinki region infashare.fi website. So this is not tourism related, but for the whole city. And like you can see on the slide, we have already over 600 data sets opened during this time. So the basic idea is that if there's no reason to hide this data or information from the public, then we will open it. It used to be about Excel sheets and stuff, but these days it's obviously more about the APIs. And there are several things that we've been doing in tourism relation as well for the open data. One really good example is a company called MARC Global and their WIM application. So it's a MARC application, mobility as a service, and it's combining our public transportation, city bikes, taxis, and rental cars for one monthly fee. And it's also being adapted to tourism purposes as well. So this wouldn't be possible without us opening our data and for WIM to use it. More tourism-related open data, which we are really proud of, is our myhelsinki.fi open API. MyHelsinki is our official tourism website. It's also international city marketing altogether, but also the tourism side. The idea is that we don't think that we are the center of the universe. We have no way of competing against, let's say, TripAdvisor or other big players there. So we are not doing everything that we can to get everybody to come to our website. But we do have really, really good content on the site, which is actually not created by our officials in the office, but we use the locals on our creation of content. So we ask the locals to write and take pictures of the city, and then we upload it to our website. Of course, we will see that the content is of high quality and the pictures are of high quality, but the content is created by the locals. So now that we have the really, really good content on the site, we open it through an open API. So anybody can use this really good content. And there are already some really good use cases for this. One of the best ones is Tencent, the Chinese tech giant, and their WeChat program and the WeChat mini program. We just actually won the SKIT award for this application. So what they're doing is that the WeChat mini program has tapped into our API, and they're getting the high quality content from our website into the mini program. So when the Chinese customers come to Helsinki, they can use their own application. They don't have to download any new applications. It's a familiar environment for them and really good source of information. And we make sure here in Helsinki that it's the best quality. They're also using the WIM application that I just presented. So now that they have the good content, that they know where they want to go, they can use the WIM application in the same application, so in the WeChat mini program, to find their way there and get the tickets. And also the WeChat Pay has been spreading out really well in the city, so they can also use their own paying method to pay their way in the city. So in the end, the Chinese customer don't have to leave their own environment, but they get all the good content. So that's really important for us these days. There are other applications using the open data as well. One Helsinki-based company called Blind Square is using these open maps and public transportation and content services through the APIs. It's been spreading out really well globally as well. It's a service, obviously, for blind people. This is a really small application, but just a fun one. Just someone did an application on where should I start a cafe in Helsinki, and they're using different kinds of open data sources to find the best location for a new cafe to set up. And one thing that we are really good at the moment at least, is our 3D model from the city. It's apparently one of the most advanced in the world. I'm not an expert on 3D models, but that's what they say. And it's also available as an open data. And this would be a really good opportunity for some application creators to use the 3D model and the other open data that we have and create the perfect tourism application for the customers. Also about the openness, we have created Google Data Studio together with our companions from around Finland, from different tourism cities, Rovaniemi and Tampere, which are really important tourism cities in Finland, and together with Visit Finland as well. So we are sharing our Google Analytics data with our companions, and that's a really good way for us to learn on where the customers are coming from to Finland, or which kind of products they are interested in, and this way we can make our services better. And it's totally free, so I really recommend this for everybody to do. There's no reason for us to hide our Google Analytics data from our partners. One really interesting thing that we've been doing this summer is a crowd control thing, or not control, but crowd data. Our international cruise liners that come to the shore of Helsinki, to the port, we pick up the customers' Bluetooth signals, and then we follow the Bluetooth signal around the city. It's of course completely anonymous, but this way we can see where the cruise line passengers go in the city, and see if there's too many people somewhere, or how could we show them some new places. We also just not too long time ago got this new tool called Benchmarking Alliance. I know some of you guys are using it as well. It's a really good tool for us. It's a completely new thing that we can see our hotel occupancy per day. Usually we just saw the last month, but these days we can see the data from all the days. And this is actually a really, really good tool for us. This is just some old example. So then about the sustainability, we've been working together with UNWTO quite closely for some months. We have signed 2 different declarations not too long time ago. The last one was the Nur Sultan Declaration on tourism related matters, and the other one was at the Lisbon Declaration on cities for all, building cities for citizens and visitors. And this is really, really important point for Helsinki. We don't think that we are creating the city for tourists, but rather we want to make sure that tourism is good for the locals and the local companies. So this is the approach that we are taking. We just did a survey. This is sorry in Finnish because I don't have it in English, but it's about the survey that we did for the locals, and we are asking them what do they think about tourism in the city these days. The response is really good. People think that tourism is good for the city, and there aren't too many visitors, but this is something that we are really looking closely and making sure that the numbers stay positive in the future as well. Helsinki will be carbon neutral by 2035, or at least we're aiming to be carbon neutral by 2035. It's a really ambitious target, but I think it is completely possible. We have a list of 147 actions that we're going to take to make sure this happens, and tourism is of course really important part of this, and it's growing rapidly, so we really have to make sure that tourism will be carbon neutral, or at least we are trying to go that way as much as possible. Helsinki was the first city in Europe to deliver the SDG, the Sustainable Development Goals report to UN, the second city in the world after New York. This is also going to be the basis, or it is the basis for our sustainable tourism program for the city of Helsinki that we are creating right at the moment. Just this summer, we launched a new service called Think Sustainably at the myhelsinki.fi website. We have received quite a good visibility around the world for that. It's a service for the Helsinki-based companies, and it's there's a certain criteria for the companies, and when they meet the criteria, they will get their company service to the Think Sustainably service at the myhelsinki.fi website. So this is a kind of a carrot for the companies to improve their game in the sustainability team, and at the same time we have a site for the customers to go into and find the sustainable way of traveling in Helsinki. It has been a really good success. It combines activities or restaurants or whatever. Visit Finland is, of course, a really important partner for us, and they have also launched a new service or a program in sustainability just this summer. It's called Sustainable Travel Finland. So it's a Finland-wide service or program, and this is for the companies mainly. So it's an online tool where, again, they have to meet a certain criteria and they have to work on it really hard. And when they do meet this criteria, they will get the Sustainable Travel Finland label. And our goal is to get 50% of all our tourism companies in Helsinki to get this label. And when we do have it, then we will be a Sustainable Travel Finland destination. And that's our goal for the next year. Accessibility. Helsinki has one of the best public transportation systems in the world. We have received several awards for that. We have trams going around. We have city bikes. There was some kind of a survey just not too long time ago. Helsinki is one of the best cities in using the city bikes. I think it was 7 or 8 times per day per bike. We have quite a big archipelago just in front of the city center. So we of course have boats going around as well during the winter time. Of course, it can be a bit difficult sometimes when the ocean freezes, but it's possible still. And like mentioned, we have the wind that is combining all of this in one service. And then the fourth category was cultural heritage and creativity. I have a really small story before I hand out to our coach Málaga. You probably guys know the Guggenheim Museum, really famous museum based in New York and in Bilbao, for example. They were trying to find a new place for a new museum not too long time ago, and they obviously chose Helsinki because it's the best place in the world. But we said no, and we said actually 2 times no for them. And it's not because there would be something wrong with Guggenheim, but rather that we want to invest into our own cultural things. And what we did is that we built a huge new library just in the middle of the city. It's open for public, obviously, because it's library. It's been a huge success in tourism-wise as well. We also built a completely new museum right in the city center as well, called Amos Rex. It's been also very, very popular. And then a third thing that is really important for Helsinki is design, and for Finland in general. We have our own design district in Helsinki. Design is everywhere in the normal lives of Helsinki. There are some examples that you guys might know or know about. The Fiskars scissors is from Finland. I'm quite sure that some of you guys have this at your home. And then maybe the most important thing that Finland is quite known of, and Helsinki as well, is the sauna. It's in the core of our identity. And the sauna is really important part of Helsinki tourism as well. We have really new hotels right in the city center. It's everywhere. We have even tent saunas, temporary saunas, high design sauna. This is only a few years old. This is a sauna right next to the presidential palace, right? And it's on the right side of the picture. And I'm also actually on the picture, just in the middle. There's one window. I'm sitting there just right now. So we have a Helsinki tourism roadmap. You can check it out from our website. Go to myhelsinki.fi. That's our tourism website. Thank you.
Thank you, Jukka. That was very interesting.